The Corvan delegation erupted in chittering laughter as the human ambassador entered the negotiation chamber. At barely 6 feet tall and weighing perhaps 200 pounds, Marcus Thompson looked pathetically small compared to the 8-foot-tall insectoid aliens that towered over him. This is what Earth sends to negotiate with the Corvan Empire? Ambassador Zekthara's compound eyes glittered with amusement. A tiny, soft creature with no natural weapons? No claws, no venom, no armored carapace. The other Corvans clicked their mandibles in agreement, their razor-sharp limbs gleaming under the station's lights. Marcus simply smiled and adjusted his diplomatic jacket. Sometimes the most dangerous things come in small packages, Ambassador. Dangerous? Zekthara's antennae twitched with mirth. You mammals are barely evolved past scavengers. Your species wouldn't last a day on a real death world like Corva Prime, where everything is designed to kill. Speaking of death worlds, Marcus said casually, I hope you don't mind, but I brought my companion along. Station regulations, you understand. Emotional support animals are permitted in all diplomatic functions. The Corvan's laughter intensified. An emotional support animal? How perfectly fitting for such a fragile species. Marcus whistled softly, a simple 2-note call that echoed through the chamber. The sound was answered immediately by a deep, rumbling growl that seemed to come from the very walls themselves. The laughter died instantly. Heavy footsteps echoed in the corridor outside, each one causing subtle vibrations in the deck plating. The Corvan's antennae began twitching nervously as something massive approached. The chamber's main door, designed to accommodate the largest known species in the galaxy, suddenly seemed inadequate. What entered the room defied every assumption the Corvans had about Earth's ecosystem. The creature stood 9 feet at the shoulder, its muscled frame easily weighing over 800 pounds. Thick, dark fur covered a body built for violence. Massive shoulders supporting a head the size of a small vehicle. When it opened its mouth in a casual yawn, rows of 4-inch fangs caught the light like ivory daggers. Its paws, each larger than a Corvan's entire head, ended in claws that could shred titanium plating. Gentlemen, Marcus said, resting his hand casually on the creature's massive head, meet Rex. He's a Kodiak grizzly bear, though we've enhanced him slightly for space travel, improved lung capacity, radiation resistance, that sort of thing. The Corvans had gone completely silent, their compound eyes fixed on the apex predator that sat obediently beside the small human like an oversized dog. You see, Marcus continued, scratching behind Rex's ears as the bear's tail wagged contentedly, humans don't need to be the biggest or strongest creatures on our planet. We're the species that convinced the biggest and strongest creatures to be our friends. Zekthara's mandibles clicked nervously. That cannot be a natural behavior pattern. Oh, but it is, Marcus grinned. We've been doing it for thousands of years. Wolves became dogs. Wild cats became house cats. Horses, cattle, elephants. We've partnered with apex predators and megafauna across our entire planet. He gestured to Rex, who was now playfully rolling over for belly rubs despite his massive size. But how do you control such a creature? Commander Vixtal whispered from the back of the delegation. Control. Marcus looked genuinely puzzled. We don't control him. Rex chooses to be here because he loves us. Isn't that right, buddy? Rex responded with a pleased rumble that vibrated through the floor, then fixed his dark eyes on the Corvan delegation. His expression was utterly calm, but there was something in that gaze that spoke of primal intelligence, and absolute loyalty to the small human beside him. This is why humans are dangerous, Ambassador, Marcus explained as he fed Rex a treat from his pocket. We don't conquer through force or intimidation. We make friends with the things that could eat us, and they choose to protect us instead. The Corvan delegation suddenly found themselves very interested in renegotiating their terms. As they soon learned, a species that could turn apex predators into beloved companions was far more terrifying than any amount of natural weapons could ever be.